You're watching WTVY, Television 4, Dothan. And this is the WTVY 10 o'clock report with John Michael, Tom Neville and the weather, Al Roberts and sports, and the entire WTVY news team.
Hello, everyone. There's talk in Washington about the president calling Congress back in a special session to consider action being taken in the Persian Gulf. Bob Schieffer reports that congressional leaders are calling upon the White House for caution.
This is the time to stop the erosion. We cannot have an unraveling at this point. What has proceeded has been very important for our country and the world. It needs at this point to be underpinned in every way we can do so.
Senate Republican leader Dole took the case for a special session to the White House, seeing it as a way to shore up support for the president's policy. But as the president was meeting with his cabinet, his spokesman said the administration feels calling Congress back to seek its approval is unnecessary because there is no war, a rationale that was immediately challenged.
President Bush's escalation of the confrontation has put the country on a headlong course towards war, without giving sanctions a fair chance to work.
At a party caucus, most Senate Democrats shied away from the idea of a special session, feeling the debate would be too hypothetical. But at the same time, they warned the president not to start a war without them.
It is our firm view that the president has no legal authority, none whatsoever, to commit the United States to war in the Persian Gulf or anywhere else. The Constitution clearly invests that grave responsibility in the Congress and the Congress alone.
Special session or not, the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations and Armed Services Committees announced tonight they will hold hearings to investigate the president's apparent shift from defense to offense.
That's a different military mission. It raises a lot of questions.
Alabama Congressman Bill Dickinson was among congressional leaders briefed today on the Persian Gulf situation. Noting the tremendous call-up of Guard and Reserve troops, Dickinson said Alabama was willing to do our part, but he added the soldiers and others need to know and understand what they will be asked to do.
Alabama has more Guard and Reserve units that have been called up than any other state in the nation. And I pointed this out to him, that our people tend to be hawkish, patriotic, willing to do our part. We're not complaining, but we want to know why we're there, and we want to know what is the aim and the goal. Is it just to defend Saudi Arabia and the invasion there? Is it to go on the offensive and to go into Kuwait? If so, what price are we willing to pay, and why are we going into Kuwait? Is to free the hostages there, and how many people are we talking about, and how many lives would be given up in the effort? So the Congress wants to know, and I want to know, and the people of Alabama want to know, what are we doing? Why are we doing? What's our aim, and what's going to be the cost to us? If it's worth the cost, we'll do it.
There have been many questions about the reasons the U.S. is so interested in the Persian Gulf region. Today, Secretary of State James Baker said jobs was one of the reasons.
The economic lifeline of the industrial world runs from the Gulf, and we cannot permit a dictator such as this to sit astride that economic lifeline and to bring it down to the level of the average American citizen. Let me say that means jobs. If you want to sum it up in one word, it's jobs.
Additional Alabama Army National Guard units were placed on alert today for possible deployment to the Middle East. Governor Guy Hunt ordered the alert for an additional 469 troops. The soldiers are from units in Ashland, Selma, Fort Deposit, Georgiana, and Wetumpka. Hunt said there was no timetable for activation of the units. In Saudi Arabia, the military buildup continues on a massive scale. David Martin has more on the troops and their mission.
The battleship Missouri headed for the Persian Gulf today, the first of many additional warships to be dispatched as part of the offensive buildup ordered by President Bush. As if to advertise the new offensive capability, some 2,000 Marines will practice the war option later this week with an amphibious landing in northern Saudi Arabia. But the Pentagon rejects any suggestion that a practice assault so close to the Iraqi troops occupying Kuwait is intended to provoke a reaction.
I don't see how you could argue that it's provocative. This is Saudi sovereign territory.
At least one group of Americans still trapped in occupied Kuwait apparently would welcome an American attack. In a recent telephone call to a TV station in Cleveland, one of them said that's the only way out.
The only way we feel right now that we can ever be able to see our families again is for the president to take the war option and to go ahead and use that option against Saddam Hussein.
Hundreds of thousands of American servicemen, either in or bound for the Persian Gulf, are worrying about when they'll see their families again after Defense Secretary Cheney said none of the troops would be coming home until the crisis is over. At a closed-door briefing for the House Armed Services Committee this afternoon, Cheney seemed to backtrack on that no-rotation policy.
What the Secretary and the Chairman said was that, in fact, the rotation policy is still up for discussion. The fact that there is no rotation policy should not be taken that there is no rotation. And I think that is very, very important.
Rotation is important because it will determine how long the Bush administration can wait for sanctions to work before resorting to force. With or without rotation, Cheney will soon authorize calling up some 75,000 more reserves to support the troops in the desert. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
More news when we come back.
Looking for a new automobile to rave about? Meet the 1991 Regal.
The car's got a luxury feel without the big price to go along with it. And that's what got me, the price.
A tight, sleek, beautiful package of excitement.
It gets better gas mileage than the Nissan. Better gas mileage than the Toyota.
Great gas mileage, terrific price.
It has the 3800 engine. And boy, it moves that baby.
Meet the new champion from the most trouble-free American car line at your Alabama Buick dealers now.
What should a sweater feel like? It should feel like it belongs to you the second you put it on.
My favorite type of sweater is...
The crew neck.
The cardigan.
Turtleneck.
I can't describe it.
When you really want to snow 'em this winter, take a new look at what's hanging at Walmart. Because our new group of guy sweaters is going to take you by storm. Especially when you see the affordable prices. Take a look.
I like them cuddly.
Comfortable. Cozy.
Oh.
Whatever she likes.
Take a new look at Walmart.
Cool.
Terrific.
Pretty radical. You do look kind of good.
Because we took a new look at you.
Definitely great on a cold night.
I'm afraid tonight is out of the question. How about Tuesday morning, 7:45?
For a date? I'm not even up at that hour.
Perfect. See you then.
Sounds like the ladies love that new car of yours, Dan.
What do you say? That the woman cares more for a shiny heap of metal than she does for me?
That's him. That's the Mercedes I was telling you about.
Get ready for Channel 4.
A plane crash at the airport in Crestview this morning has claimed the life of a civilian instructor and 2 student pilots from Fort Rucker. Newsman Jerry Van reports the 3 died when their twin-engine plane crashed and burned.
It was mid-afternoon before investigators could remove the bodies from the wreckage. Their names are being withheld pending notification of next of kin. Eyewitnesses say the Beechcraft King Air A-90 touched down near the end of a runway and then bounced and skidded some 100 yards into a wooded area where it exploded and burned. The plane came to rest upside down in an old abandoned recreation area just west of the runway. Controllers at the Crestview Airport say they had radio contact with the pilot only moments before the crash, and all appeared normal.
The aircraft was northbound approaching the Bob Sykes Airport. The gentleman from Defuniak Springs saw it dip below the tree line, and as it did that, it turned very sharply to the left, so the left wingtip was pointing straight down. And that's the point where it dipped below the tree line. He did not see an impact, but a few seconds later he heard a crash or an explosion of some kind. He then turned and came into the airport to see what was going on. He knew that something had happened, and as he approached the airport, he heard a second explosion.
Officials say the plane was operated by Flight Safety International Company of Dothan, who are under contract with the Army to train pilots. Investigators from the Federal Aviation Administration and the Army Aviation Center are on the scene attempting to determine the cause of the accident. Jerry Van, WTVY News.
The civilian instructor pilot killed in the crash has been identified as 38-year-old Thurman F. Rick Garnand of Clahatchie. The identity of the military students is still being withheld pending notification of next of kin. A piece of Dothan's history was destroyed today. The old Methodist church on Foster Street is being demolished and removed after being declared a health hazard. Last January, the old building caught fire on 2 separate occasions. Later, the property was donated to the city with the provision that the city remove the structure and clear the property. After receiving estimates of $80,000, the city decided to do the work themselves. After about 2 weeks, the property will be turned into a parking lot. The city of Dothan has invested a huge sum of money in its new landfill, and today the facility had its first day of operation. Wayne May has details.
Dothan's new landfill was built at a cost of $1.5 million. There are 2 10-acre cells which will be used one at a time. Though you can't see it, each one of the cells is lined with plastic. And there's also an extensive network of monitoring wells, as well as pipes to control runoff and seepage. Dothan's landfill is the most modern facility of its kind in Alabama.
We can be sure that our groundwater will never be contaminated by the garbage and solid waste disposal in the city, because these are built under strict regulations of liners and monitoring wells. They're very expensive, but we can be sure that our groundwater is going to be protected from contamination.
While it took only 6 months to construct, the new landfill is expected to meet Dothan's needs for many years to come. Exactly how long will depend upon several factors.
Will the county be using it at all during the next 3 years? Will Wasteway and the other commercial firms build their own landfill or not? Are we going to get a bailing operation? A bailing operation will conserve half of the distance, half of the use of the landfill. And how much recycling we're going to be doing. But I'd say, generally speaking, we're hoping that this one will last 6 to 8 years.
But the city has already prepared for the future.
When this one is completed after 8 years, then we've got another 450 acres that is usable at a very short distance from here.
Now that this new facility is open, city officials will begin the lengthy process of closing the old landfill and complying with state and federal regulations to ensure that it does not pose a threat to future generations. Wayne May, WTVY News.
Well, if you were out much today, you probably enjoyed a fairly nice day, and according to what you're saying, Tom, it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, if you like sunshine and pleasant temperatures, we certainly had some of that and more of that ahead. We are having conditions about 10 degrees above normal, but we're not setting any records here in Alabama, but elsewhere there is some records being set. We'll be back with the weather in just a moment.
This little Kelly Piggy went to breakfast. This little Kelly Piggy stayed for lunch. This little Kelly Piggy was at dinner. This little Kelly Piggy went to a picnic. And this little piggy went back home to grow up to be a Kelly Piggy.
Ask your favorite grocer for Kelly Meats.
Computer Solutions, your connecting point computer center, provides solutions for business leaders like Bob Rainey.
Computer Solutions evaluated our accounting needs and recommended a network of IBM PS2 computers and Great Plains accounting software. It's perfect, and they've always been there with IBM service and support to keep us efficient and profitable.
If your business could use a helping hand, call the professionals at Computer Solutions Connecting Point, your authorized IBM business partner. Computer Solutions, Fountain Plaza on the Circle, Dothan.
Our used car department is overstocked, way overstocked. So to increase used car sales immediately, I've instructed the used car department to give $500 cash with every used car, truck, and van sold through the close of business Saturday, November the 17th. You still get a low bondage price and $500 Christmas cash. You can't beat the deal, and we have over 100 used cars and trucks to choose from. Remember, you get $500 Christmas cash only at Bondi's.
Hi, I'm Roy Fox, and so far, your friends at FM 95 have given away everything but the kitchen sink. And that's next. This is our Home for the Holiday sweepstakes, and you could be the lucky winner of this beautiful 2-bedroom mobile home just in time for the Christmas holidays. What a great Christmas gift. Find out how you can win in the FM 95 Home for the Holiday sweepstakes. For more details, listen to FM 95.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! Merry Christmas!
The Alabama State Employment Service has a job opening for a pipe fitter welder. Must have 2 years experience laying out, fabricating, assembling, and installing piping in the installation of an industrial and commercial air conditioning. Must be a certified pipe welder. Salary is $8 per hour. An electronics mechanic is needed. Must have at least 1 year's experience repairing computers. Salary is open depending on experience. For more information, contact the Alabama State Employment Service at 792-2121.
Well, a third straight day of sunny, mild weather in Alabama, but we're not alone when it comes to unseasonably warm temperatures. High temps were broken and set all over the United States, from Montana down to Missouri, and more warm, dry weather is ahead. We'll have more on that in a moment. First, our current conditions. Dropping down to 56 for our present temperature. The dew point is 45. Barometric pressure is at 30.31, and it's on its way up. Winds out of the northwest at 5, and we've had no rain since midnight at the Dothan Airport. High and low temperatures for today. 76 was this afternoon's high. This morning's low is at 48. And here's the pool readings for George, Andrews, Woodruff, Blountstown, and Caryville. And our tide tables for tomorrow for Panama City, Destin, and Port St. Joe. Taking a look at the nation's current satellite shot from around the nation. This is the latest one we have, and you can see from 6 o'clock, if you were watching until now, the cloud cover and the rain that was way up in the northwest coming in off the Pacific has really started moving towards the east and the southeast, spreading now all the way down into Lake Tahoe down in Nevada. They're having some winter storm warnings for the folks out there for tonight and tomorrow morning, and a lot of rain and snow in the upper elevations from the 3,000-foot level on up. Over in the Cascades and the Upper Rockies, reaching all the way over to Idaho and Montana at this hour. More rough weather in store for them for the next couple of days. But down in the southeast and really the entire Central Plains, it looks great. A lot of clear skies tonight, and I was about to say a lot of sunshine, but a lot of clear skies and very nice temperatures, with the exception of way up in New England. They're still having some very severe conditions up there as far as cool temperatures go and storm warnings. They have a winter storm warning out for parts of Vermont tonight. Going to be getting 3 to 6 inches of snow. Most of that moving up into Canada, though, tonight and through tomorrow. High pressure settling in across the Ohio Valley. With very cold conditions on tap to the northeast for tomorrow. They'll see temperatures tonight, by the way, in the single digits up there with the wind factor figured in. Down to the southeast, things clearing out very nice. That cold front has moved through. By tomorrow, we're not expecting much change. High pressure shifting down to the Atlantic seaboard, and it continues to be very nice for us. Out in the northwest, that low-pressure cell associated with the cold front moving in towards Nevada and Utah, and will be headed towards the southeast over the next couple of days. Let's take a closer look at waking up temperatures and weather for tomorrow. Sunshine and 40s all over the southeast, with high pressure the dominant factor for tomorrow morning. We'll be back with the radar and the official weather forecast in a moment.
Folks, are you looking for a real bargain in one of the finest cars on the market today? Hi, I'm Clayton Terry, and here at Bob 40 Motors of Marianna, Florida, we have made another special purchase of 1990 model Dodge Spirit and a Plymouth Acclaim. And for a small down payment, either of cash or trade, you can have one of these beautiful cars sitting in your driveway. The one that beats a Honda. Come and test drive them, and you'll see why, for $190 a month at Bob 40 Motors, home of the traders of Marianna, Florida.
People all over Alabama are switching to the energy-efficient electric heat pump. From Mobile Bay to Birmingham, families like these are coming home to greater comfort and savings, and so can you. Just make the switch to the electric heat pump. People who have will tell you.
The switch is on and it feels like heaven, 'cause the heat pump does it all. Yeah.
Meet the class of 2001. They're getting a head start on the future with Food World's Apples for Students program. With a little help from you, your kids can too. Just save your red Food World receipts and give them to your child to take to school. When the school collects enough, they earn new Apple computers. So start saving for their future now. Because if enough parents make the trip to Food World, who knows how far their kids can go.
And as we said earlier, high pressure, the dominant factor in the southeast, and you can tell by our most recent radar shot, there's nothing to pick up anywhere. Mostly clear skies, a few clouds floating around in some of the other states, but all in all, it is precipitation-free. Boating forecast for tomorrow, calling for winds northeast near 10 knots, and we'll have seas 1 to 3 feet, a light chop in protected waters. Aviation outlook for tomorrow morning, VFR. And tonight's outlook, clear skies, the lows tonight down into the mid-40s for tomorrow. A beautiful day ahead. We'll see a lot of sunshine tomorrow, and the highs tomorrow up in the mid to upper 70s. There's the sunrise and sunset. Our 5-day outlook right through the weekend is pretty much the same for the next couple of days. A lot of sunshine. Tomorrow, a high of 78 or so. A low this morning of around 45. That's going to hold true right through the end of the week, those same type temperatures, all the way down into Saturday. Now, Sunday, we should expect things to start clouding up again. Temperatures a little bit cooler, down to 76 for a high on Sunday. But for the most part, upper 70s and 80 for a high on Friday. Then our low temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s right through the weekend. That is the latest in the weather. Now, Roberts has a look at sports when we come back.
Franklin Signs, now open in Dothan's Fountain Plaza. Franklin Signs has the latest in computerized sign-making equipment. Franklin Signs can deliver most signs in only 24 hours. Some of Franklin Signs' products include truck lettering, aluminum and plastic signs, window lettering, magnetic signs, and much more. If you need a sign in a hurry, come by Franklin Signs Fountain Plaza on the Circle in Dothan, or call Franklin Signs at 794-3242 or 1-800-222-1335.
Hey, Roy, I want to try this three-way calling I just got. Stay on the line. I'm going to call Leon.
Haven't heard from Leon in years.
Leon, remember Roy?
That deadbeat, he still owes me $20. If I read his obituary, I'm going to track down his next of kin and get my money. I'll read your obit before you read mine. Roy?
Three-way calling, one of GTE's smart call services. A great way to get together.
I'm charging you interest.
Victoryland's given away $900 million in winnings. And the winning goes on every race.
I bet my wife's birthday and $2. Yes, I love this dog.
$900 million and still winning. Have you won yours yet? Victoryland Greyhound Racing Nightly in Shorter, Alabama. Admission 19 and over.
For most people, it's hard to imagine what it's like not being able to breathe. Hopefully, through the efforts of the American Lung Association, you'll never have to. Support the American Lung Association. Use Christmas seals.
The Alabama State Employment Service has a job opening for a pipe fitter welder. Must have 2 years experience laying out, fabricating, assembling, and installing piping in the installation of an industrial and commercial air conditioning. Must be a certified pipe welder. Salary is $8 per hour. An electronics mechanic is needed. Must have at least 1 year's experience repairing computers. Salary is open depending on experience. For more information, contact the Alabama State Employment Service at 792-2121.
Well, Al, baseball is over, but all of the accolades are not finished yet.
Not quite yet. We have a few more to go, and one of them was announced earlier this evening. It was in the American League, and it's a pitching award. Bob Welch was voted the American League Cy Young Award today. The right-hander who led the major leagues with 27 wins for the pennant-winning Oakland A's got 15 first-place votes from a panel of 28 baseball writers, 2 from each league city. Welch gave credit for his success to A's pitching coach Dave Duncan. Since Oakland acquired the 34-year-old from the Dodgers before the 1988 season, he has gone 61-23 and played on 3 straight World Series teams. Welch, a free agent, finished 1990 with 27 wins and 6 losses. His earned run average was 2.95. Finishing second in the voting was Boston's Roger Clemens, Welch's teammate Dave Stewart, and Chicago White Sox reliever Bobby Thigpen were next on the list. At the AmSouth Tip-Off Tournament at Wallace Community College, Jefferson State of Birmingham's Mario Roosley stole the ball with 2 seconds left to give the Pioneers an 89-88 win over Wallace of Dothan in the consolation game. Wallace led most of the way until the steal. Robert Jackson led the Govs with 20 points. Tony Pittman added 17 as the Govs fall to 1-3 on the season. In the championship game, steals proved to be the difference as Enterprise State Junior College beat Lurleen B. Wallace of Andalusia 82-77. The Boll Weevils stole the ball 4 times in the last 30 seconds. Chris Gresham led the Bull Weevils with 35 points. Chris Cady added 21. And in Marietta tonight, the Wallace women beat Chipola 72-62. Turning to football, Coach Gene Stallings said Alabama needs to work on third down situations, especially offensively, to prepare for Saturday's visit by Cincinnati. The Crimson Tide at 5-4 will take on a Bearcat team that is struggling at 1-9. Stallings said the Tide made some progress on the third downs, but the Crimson Tide isn't where it should be at this point. He also said Alabama needs to improve on kickoff and punt returns. The Fiesta Bowl, battling political problems in the wake of Arizona voters' rejection of a Martin Luther King Jr. state holiday, plans to invite Louisville to the game in Tempe.
We're very pleased today to be able to tell you that we're going to have two outstanding football teams in our game on January 1st this year in Tempe and Sun Devil Stadium. It is our intention on November 24th at 6 o'clock on the location of the school, the teams that we intend to invite, to extend an invitation to the Louisville Cardinals to be one of the participating teams in our game. We also intend to extend an invitation to the best available team in the Southeast Conference.
We can make a very strong and positive statement about what a football game and what a community can do and can be to emphasize the positive, to move forward and take advantage of the opportunities presented so that we can make a strong statement and move our community and our state forward. It's an issue that certainly has the gravest consequences for the state of Arizona. We will hope to do everything possible to make certain that our state leadership is aware of these situations so that we can have positive resolution of the question at hand.
According to Fiesta Bowl officials, the game will feature a pregame ceremony honoring the 200th anniversary of the Bill of Rights, halftime festivities saluting Martin Luther King Jr., and $100,000 to each school for minority scholarships. Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, and Mississippi are the possible SEC representatives. Meanwhile, the University of California said today it will accept a berth in the Copper Bowl, which is scheduled for December 31st in Tucson, Arizona. Cal Athletic Director Dave Maggard said that despite Arizona voting down the King holiday, the Bear players have a strong feeling that the school should accept the offer. And Mississippi, by the way, has not decided if it should be the team picked to go to the Fiesta Bowl, if it will go at all. They'll decide, I guess, after they play Tennessee.
All right, sounds good to me, Al. We'll be right back.
You can't drive a turkey, so don't buy one. Come to Solomon Chevrolet Geo's Nobody Buys a Turkey sale, where you can get a 1991 full-size Silverado pickup with air conditioning and all this for just $12,990. Or a 91 S10 Tahoe. All these features, including air conditioning, just $91.90. Come to Solomon Chevrolet, 1403 Montgomery Highway. Or Solomon Geo, Highway 431 in the Ross Park Circle. Or we'll beat your best deal or pay you $100 cash, I guarantee it. Gobble, gobble.
You're born to win on Max 106.7.
Does your birthday match the one in this envelope? If it does, you could win $1,000 this Thursday morning. Just set your radio on KMX at 106.7 FM. Then listen at 7:20 Thursday morning. We'll announce the birthday in this envelope, and if it matches yours, you could win $1,000.
More money, more often from Max 106.7.
Thursday morning at 7:20, somebody's going to win $1,000. Set your radio on Max 106.7, and it could be you.
Listen to KMX and win.
Hey, man, you know what it's like cruising with a slice of pizza? All that gooey stuff goes everywhere. But not a new Hardee's Pizza Pocket, man. Because it's not a slice. So it doesn't make a mess. It just makes you feel, good. See, like the only place that the mozzarella and pepperoni goes is in your mouth. Not like slices. Hey, Tony, looking good, man. What's happening? Hey, nice decoration, man. Good stuff.
Stock market was mixed today with a drop in the Dow in spite of there being more gainers than losers. Analysts say they were not surprised to see some profit-taking after 2 days of sharp gains. A rise in crude oil futures also hurt stocks. The Dow Jones average fell almost 5 points to 2535.40. More than 160 million shares were traded. And that's our news for tonight. Hope you have a good night. Join us again tomorrow at 6. Until then, for Tom Neville and Al Roberts, I'm John Michael. Night Court coming up next.
I'm